In the quiet moments when the world silences its clamor, there emerges a whisper within, a persistent echo that questions the very fabric of our being. It asks not what we possess or what we have achieved, but who we are beneath the layers of our own construction. In the mirror's reflection, do we see a true self or merely an amalgamation of desires, fears, and defenses that we have built over time? These constructions, these fortresses of identity, are often what we call the ego. But what if this ego, cherished and protected, is not the guardian of our essence, but rather its cage? What if in defending our constructed selves, we are suffocating the very life within us? The ego, in its grandiosity, whispers sweet reassurances that it is the core of our strength, the essence of our identity. It tempts us with the comfort of familiarity, a narrative that shields us from the chaos of change. Yet within this embrace lies a paradox, for in clinging to the self we've crafted, we might be severing ties with the self we are meant to become. The ego can be a tyrant, masquerading as a protector, dictating what we should fear and whom we should become. It thrives on comparison, on separation, on the illusion that we are distinct from the vast tapestry of life around us. It convinces us that to let go is to lose everything, yet perhaps it is in this very act of release that true freedom resides. Consider the moments when life offers a glimpse beyond the veil, a fleeting sense of connection with something greater, a moment of profound peace or joy that defies explanation. These experiences often slip through the cracks of our ego's defenses, leaving us momentarily unmoored, yet somehow more alive. They suggest that the essence of who we are lies not in the rigid structures we cling to, but in the fluidity and expansiveness of our true nature. Our challenge, then, is to discern where the ego ends and where our authentic self begins. This is no simple task, for the ego is cunning, adept at masquerading its limits as merits, its fears as wisdom. In this exploration, we are called to confront the raw, unvarnished truth of our existence, to peel back the layers of pretense and protection, to stand naked before the vast unknown. It is a journey fraught with discomfort, for it demands that we relinquish the safety of certainty for the vulnerability of change. But it is also a path to profound liberation, the shedding of what binds us to reveal what sets us free. As we embark on this introspective journey, let us do so with courage and humility. Let us question the narratives we've been told, the roles we've assumed, and the boundaries we've accepted. For within this inquiry lies the potential for transformation, a metamorphosis from the confines of ego into the boundless expanse of being. We are not seeking answers that placate, but truths that unsettle. In this space of questioning, we may find not just the fragments of who we are, but the wholeness of who we are meant to become. With each step, let us embrace the discomfort, knowing it is the harbinger of growth. Let us challenge the walls of our own making, daring to imagine what lies beyond. This is the journey of the soul, the quiet revolution that begins within. And as we delve deeper into this exploration, let us remain open to the possibility that the ego's destruction is not our undoing, but our awakening. In the labyrinth of the mind, the ego weaves a tapestry of illusions, each thread a testament to our perceived strengths, accomplishments, and separations from others. Yet beneath these carefully spun narratives lies a more profound truth, a truth that the ego blinds us to, fearing its revelation might unravel the very fabric it holds dear. The ego thrives on control and predictability, crafting a fortress of identity that resists any intrusion of the unpredictable or unknown. But what if, in our relentless pursuit of control, we are merely shackling ourselves to a cycle of stagnation and fear? Picture a landscape, vast and varied, with mountains standing majestically against the horizon. Now imagine you are confined to a single narrow path dictated by the ego's insistence on safety and certainty. Each step along this path feels secure, yet the view never changes. The mountains remain distant, the valleys unexplored. This is the paradox of the ego's promise of security. It confines us to a limited vista, robbing us of the richness of life's full expanse. To venture beyond this path requires courage, a willingness to embrace the unknown and to trust in the journey itself rather than the destination. Consider the artist who, driven by the ego's need for approval, paints only what is guaranteed to be praised. This artist may find success in the eyes of others, yet feel an emptiness, a disconnect from the true creative impulse that yearns to break free of convention. The ego's approval is a double-edged sword, offering validation at the cost of authenticity. Similarly, in our own lives, the ego's desire for recognition can lead us to betray our deepest values and passions, trading the genuine for the palatable. Furthermore, the ego's insistence on separation, its whisper that we are distinct and apart from others, fosters a sense of isolation. It convinces us that vulnerability is weakness, that admitting uncertainty is a flaw. Yet it is precisely in our shared humanity, in our mutual insecurities and dreams, that we find connection and strength. When we allow the ego to dictate our interactions, we build walls instead of bridges, fostering division where there could be unity. Now, consider how this applies when you face personal challenges or conflicts. The ego might urge you to defend your position, to prove your worth, to emerge victorious. But in doing so, it blinds you to the potential for understanding and growth that lies in embracing different perspectives. True strength is not in domination, but in empathy and openness. By stepping outside the confines of ego, we open ourselves to new insights and relationships, enriching our lives in ways the ego cannot comprehend. Another crucial layer is the realization that the ego's fears are often unfounded. It clings to the past and dreads the future, creating a narrative of scarcity and limitation. But life, in its ever-unfolding mystery, offers abundance and possibility if we dare to let go of the ego's tight grasp. When we release the need to control every outcome, we allow space for serendipity and grace to enter our lives. In this journey beyond the ego, we are invited to become explorers of our own consciousness, to question not only the stories we've been told, but the ones we've told ourselves. By doing so, we begin to dismantle the barriers the ego has erected, paving the way for a deeper connection with our true selves and with the world around us. Embrace this exploration, for it is here that the richness of life awaits, beyond the confines of the ego's narrow path. Reflecting on this journey so far, we've wandered through the intricate corridors of the mind, confronting the ego's shadowy influence over our lives. It's as if we've been navigating a dense fog, each step revealing more of the landscape that lies ahead. The ego, with all its complexities, is not merely an adversary, but a multifaceted entity that both shelters and confines. This duality is where the heart of our exploration resides, an interplay between protection and captivity, where the very walls that safeguard us can also obscure our view of the horizon. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the delicate balance of walking a tightrope stretched across the chasm of self-awareness. On one side lies the ego's comforting embrace, promising security and identity, while on the other, the vast unknown beckons with whispers of liberation and authenticity. This balancing act is not simply a test of resolve, it is an invitation to dance with uncertainty, to let go of the need for rigid definitions and instead embrace the fluidity of becoming. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, illuminated by the flickering light of curiosity and courage. The ego, which once seemed an unyielding monolith, is now revealed as a shifting mosaic, each piece a fragment of our experiences, shaped by our fears and desires. This mosaic is not fixed, it is a dynamic canvas, constantly evolving as we learn and grow. Herein lies the potential for profound transformation, the realization that we are not bound by the narratives of the past, but are free to rewrite our story with each new dawn. Drawing these strands together, we see that the journey beyond the ego is not about annihilation or conquest, but about integration and harmony. It's akin to tuning an instrument, finding the right pitch where every string resonates in concert with the others, creating a melody that is uniquely ours. This harmony does not require the eradication of the ego, but asks for its tempering, its willingness to relinquish control in favor of a more expansive view. As we approach the final insight, let us carry forward an awareness that the ego's true nature is not one of inherent malice, but of misdirected intention. It seeks to serve us, yet often does so in ways that limit our potential. By recognizing this, we can begin to cultivate a relationship with the ego that is both compassionate and discerning, allowing it to be a part of our journey without dictating its course. This nuanced understanding opens the door to a richer, more authentic existence, where the boundaries between self and other blur, and we become attuned to the interconnectedness of all things. In this space of reflection, consider the metaphor of the chrysalis. Within its confines, a caterpillar undergoes a remarkable transformation, emerging not as a repudiation of its former self, but as a fulfillment of its inherent potential. So too with us, as we shed the constraints of an ego-bound identity and emerge into the fullness of our being. This metamorphosis is neither sudden nor effortless. It requires patience, introspection, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Yet it promises a freedom that is both exhilarating and profound. As we draw near to the culmination of our journey, let us hold these insights close, allowing them to inform our final steps. The path is illuminated not by certainty, but by a gentle curiosity, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. In this newfound clarity, we find not only the courage to confront the ego's illusions, but also the wisdom to transcend them, stepping boldly into the expansive realm of possibility that awaits. As we stand on the brink of this introspective journey, the landscape before us has shifted. The ego, once perceived as the steadfast guardian of our identity, now reveals itself as a complex tapestry of protection and limitation. In recognizing this, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment, one that invites us to reshape our relationship with this enigmatic construct. The heart of our exploration has illuminated a profound truth, that the ego is not an enemy to be vanquished, but a misunderstood ally in need of recalibration. By understanding its role and limitations, we gain the power to step beyond its confines and embrace a more expansive sense of self. This process is akin to tuning an instrument. When finely adjusted, the strings of our existence resonate with the harmonious symphony of life itself. It is in this harmony that we discover the freedom to explore the depths of our potential, unencumbered by the ego's restrictive grip. As we navigate this path, we are reminded that true transformation does not require the annihilation of the ego, but rather its integration into a broader framework of understanding. This journey calls for a delicate balance, a dance between embracing our individuality and acknowledging our interconnectedness with the world. In doing so, we transcend the illusion of separation and open ourselves to the richness of shared experiences and collective growth. This newfound awareness empowers us to approach life with a sense of curiosity and wonder. It invites us to question the narratives that have shaped our perceptions and to rewrite them with authenticity and intention. In the process, we cultivate a deeper connection to our true selves and to the world around us. This is the essence of liberation, not the absence of the ego, but the presence of a more profound and authentic self. As we conclude this exploration, let us carry forward the wisdom we've unearthed, a wisdom that encourages us to embrace vulnerability as a strength, to welcome uncertainty as a gateway to growth, and to find beauty in the unfolding journey of becoming. The true practice begins now, as we step into our lives with renewed clarity and purpose. In the quiet moments of reflection, may we remember that the ego's destruction is not our undoing, but our awakening. It is an invitation to live with intention, to love without fear, and to embrace the boundless potential of the human spirit. In this space of possibility, we realize that the journey is ongoing, a continuous unfolding of the self. Each step forward brings new insights, challenges, and opportunities for growth. As we navigate this ever-evolving landscape, let us do so with an open heart and an unwavering commitment to authenticity. For it is in this commitment that we find the courage to transcend the confines of the ego and step into the fullness of our being. This is the path to true freedom, a path that invites us to live with passion, purpose, and profound connection to the world around us.